Hello there, Internet! Welcome to the Adventures Guild. I'm Steve.
Still Jesse.
And you have tuned into another lovely episode of Game Night.
That's where we play games.
It is. And guess what game we're playing this time, pal?
That's right. Before Falcon or Bucky ever touched that shield, it was Caps. Captain America and his Avengers.
This is true, which means we are playing the quintessential 1990s arcade game, Captain America and the Avengers.
Ooh. Avengers, assemble.
Bang!
Game night.
Hello and welcome to Captain America and the Avengers.
Oh, thank you,
Who
buddy.
do you want to be, bud?
Who do you want to be?
I'm going to be either Cap or Iron Man, whoever you don't pick. I will be Iron Man.
All right, man. You be Robert.
So,
Downey Jr.
this game is very similar to most side-scrolling beat-em-ups of the era.
Like X-Men.
X-Men, The Simpsons. The ones that you would think of the main fighting games you can imagine from like the 90s. Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I did
Although
like
this
Turtles
game
at the time.
was quite popular at the time, but I don't think it quite hit the same
I think it's
threshold
because
as,
looking
like,
at it
X-Men.
now, it's like Deadpool. It is hard to look at. Haunting, if that.
I don't know if I'd go as far as, okay, it's pretty haunting.
Yeah.
Alright, now that I see
I
Iron Man-
almost punched those people, man. I didn't care. I was like, I don't know who you are, but you're getting it.
So there's an interesting thing about this game where the way the life is handled is different than most games of the type. It's an actual HP gauge. So like if you see at the top of the screen, Iron Man has 200 life. Right now, Captain America has 100 life.
Yeah, why don't we have 100?
Well, you got, I guess, I don't know actually, that's good. Maybe because I may have had more quarters in the time. That's actually a point I was getting at. So in a lot of games in the arcade, well, all games in the arcade, they were all, designed to basically, you want to dump quarters in. So a lot of things were cheap. In X-Men, when you would use a super, you would lose some of your life, things like that. So, but you'd have to actually die to, have to put more money in, unless you just gave yourself, more lives. What's interesting about this game is if you put a quarter in, like I'm about to do, watch Iron Man's health. So he has 137 life. I'm going to put a quarter in, and now I have 237 life. So literally just dumping quarters in the machine gives you additional hit points.
That's right.
So if you want to talk about a money sink, it was this game. But again, when you have a multi-$1,000 arcade machine and you're paying 25 cents at a time, you have to find a way to get your money back. And dumping quarters in to get additional hit points was the
Oh,
way
look
to
at
do
that
it.
protagonist with little
Picture
iron
it like the
boards.
90s era version of microtransactions.
You and your iron boards can go somewhere.
Oh, if you use... Oh, does that take power?
No,
So
shoot
if you
my
push,
shield.
punch and jump at the same time, you will throw your shield, and I will shoot my Iron Man blaster. Or I could throw this can of soda. Did you see me throw the can of soda?
Nothing will ever get past that aluminum.
Well, I can throw it super hard because I'm Iron Man.
All right, we have a little couple.
We are
things.
coming up on the first
You know,
boss.
this kind of reminds me of. Did you ever play that Power Ranger side scroller that came out for PS4? It was also Xbox.
Oh yeah, actually, believe it or not, you're not going to believe this. My sons and I were just playing it a few hours ago. I'm 100%
Why would
serious.
I not believe that?
Because that game came out years ago, and whoever plays that game.
I do. But anyway, it reminds you a lot of that look-wise and gameplay-wise.
Well, that's a little more cartoony, but the gameplay definitely.
Yep.
Although this is, I guess this is cartoony too, but this is like a polygonal.
Haunting to look at.
Not polygonal.
I'd rather look
Right,
at Final
right.
Fantasy VII, and that's a tough game to watch.
Well, this is true. But you have the nostalgia factor with that. Come on, Whirlwind, knock it off!
Yeah, man. Did you see me just uppercut him?
I did. It was great.
Why is he wearing a halter top?
Because he can show off his raging six-pack.
I know, but it seems unnecessary.
It's like
we know
su-
you're buff, bro.
Not true. Fair enough. Whirlwind's attacks was just a setup, so I've heard.
Is Iron Man choking him? It's like,
Hurry,
"Not today."
Avengers!
Not today.
You'll notice that's the pale white version of Vision.
Vision.
That's after he lost the stone, right?
Yeah, pulled right
correct.
out of him.
Right.
Talking about that, have you seen Wanda and Vision? I'm so excited. For
Oh,
that,
the
man.
trailer's fantastic!
It is, man. I'm excited for all of them, even Loki. So,
What do you mean even, Loki? It's gonna be probably one of the best ones.
No, because they didn't show much in the trailer.
That's
What?
true.
Yeah. Rude.
Although honestly though, that's probably because they filmed the least of that, because that's the
coming out
third
last,
one to
yeah.
come out. Yeah.
So, just like we got that little look into the new Bat costume last
Correct.
night.
Oh, that was exciting.
I know, I sent it to everybody.
You know, I don't want this game to explode on me because I'm mentioning DC, but I will say that the DCEU is pretty exciting.
This is actually really
and
neat in
holy
detail.
mackerel, yeah. So this is we've now gone from a side-scrolling beat 'em up to a wannabe shmup, where we're just flying around shooting. Of course, I'm Iron Man, so I can fly. And you know, remember when Captain America gets on his little hover jet where he just
Is that
spams his
from the Green
shield?
Goblin?
Yeah, this is it right now.
I just think that's a neat detail. It'd been cooler if I just jumped on my shield and started surfing on that. Look at that. So I bet you if you're Vision, you can fly. And Hawkeye, obviously, probably gets on the ship as well and shoots his arrows.
Vision flies and Hawkeye gets a ship. Yes, that's correct. And by the way, I have 45 life, so I'm going to drink a health potion, aka put a quarter in. Oh, hold on. Wait. Ah, there we go.
Ooh, look! I got the wasp.
Oh, you do. That's very exciting. Click, click, click.
Do you
click.
remember in the 90s, Steve, when we were both way younger?
Fair enough.
Hey, we're old.
I wasn't born in the 90s.
Yeah. You remember the
Yeah,
90s,
right.
though, they made that Avengers show without Captain America or Iron Man, and Ant-Man was the leader?
The cartoon?
Yeah.
I feel like I had a fever dream about that once.
I
because
remember watching
the show
it.
was not good.
It wasn't.
I think I actually saw a few episodes of it and was not interested.
It's
I was
on,
super into
it's
Spider-Man
on
at the
Disney
time.
Plus, and I tried. I was like, maybe
Is
it's,
it?
yeah. I was like, maybe it's better. I watched the first episode. I was like, it is not. You made it.
He said, "I'll kill you."
You made it. I love how it's not a set, even though it's clearly a Sentinel. It just says giant robot.
Kill giant robot.
Clearly a Sentinel, but they're like, we're not paying X-Men for this licensing.
Maybe they didn't want to use. That's actually a very interesting question. I can't imagine there would have been a licensing issue for the name.
Absolutely.
You think?
Yeah, because you remember the X-Men show in the 1990s?
Yeah.
They were constantly getting yelled at for throwing in as many cameos as they did, so they would constantly have to hide the cameos. So instead of saying War Machine showing up in this episode, they write in the script Iron Man in a suit or a guy in an iron suit instead of saying Iron Man's going to be in this episode because you would have to pay for licensing.
Really?
Because they licensed out the cartoon for the X-Men, not any of the other Marvel characters.
Man, you were just full of information.
Mm-hmm. Imagine what we can do.
With the
See,
knowledge.
kids, back in the day, we had what was called no internet. So all you had to do was be able to go to the library and hear rumors from kids. And then you grew up to realize some of those rumors were untrue. Some of them were.
Probably most of them. But that one actually seems like it holds some merit.
That was true. I found that out the other day online.
Prepare to fight. Who is this? I can't even think. I feel like I know who this is. Oh, Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper.
Okay. I was going to say a man who flies in on propeller blade.
For a hand. With the coolest boots, though. I really like his boots. They're pretty...
You only have one hit point. You better heal. Gotta put some money in. There you go. Backer.
Ooh. Ooh. Thought I beat him. Froze for a minute.
I got all kinds of life now. See my spectacular jump attack?
I know. It's almost as good as me coming down like with the frying pan. Acha!
Stage clear.
Whew. That's good, man.
Boom. Grim Reaper has been, what did that say? Reassigned. That didn't sound right. What did it say? I can read real good.
Look at Red Skull.
Hey, look, there's Red Skull smoking a cigarette. That's not very PG-13.
Well, more than that, he has one of those cigarette holders. Like
fair
they
enough.
did in the casino. So
All
at least
right.
he's proper.
Well,
Let's say
I think that is a good,
Subway
good
point,
quick
because we don't want to
introduction.
ruin the game for people.
That's
Yeah.
true. Head down to your local arcade that specializes in 90s era arcade machines
Or-
and play Captain America and the Avengers today.
Get one of these.
We're current!
So,
I think we should kick into the outro. What do you say?
yeah, man. Shields up.
Shields up. don't know what that means, but fair enough.
Captain America, shields up.
Iron Man blast. I'm probably not going to CGI that in. Here we go, bye! I was impersonating Iron Man.
Now I got you. Ooh, talking about that, I do an amazing impression of Vision. You ready? Here it goes.
All
right.
Too soon, bud.
Woo!
Too soon.
All right.
Well, that was Captain America and the Avengers. Honestly, a fantastic side-scrolling game.
It was a lot funner than I remember.
It's a good game. I mean, they're all those games of that era are very similar in that regard.
It
but
is.
That's definitely one of the higher quality ones.
I enjoyed it.
But of course, I'm also a Marvel fan, so I guess that maybe that makes it better.
I like all things, and I enjoyed it.
Giddy up.
We never really got a good DC arcade game like that. It's gonna be like Justice
There's a
League.
couple. We have some. So maybe we'll do that in a future video.
Try it out one day.
Fair enough. Well, for the Adventurers Guild, I think that will just about do it for this episode.
Yep.
So what do you say, pal?
It says that wraps it up.
Indeed. This has been Game Night. I'm Steve,
Still Jesse.
and we're going to catch you next time. Ready? Watch. Captain America's shield.
Oh, yeah, weird.
There it
There
goes.
it goes.
I hope I can CGI that.
I would love it. Looks so bad.